It's 11.
Yeah, but I think Monster Reborn is less to make it such that from a strategic perspective, there's no benefit in playing Question over Monster Reborn.
Monster Reborn is 3, Question is 11. You could run 3 Monster Reborns, or you could just have that one question just to mess with people. And in some decks, that can be beneficial. If you have a deck where you either want to revive or banish, you mentioned there's a Malice monster at the bottom.
Then it doesn't matter if we hurt them. Yeah, we should get far from. Yeah, Giddy Sala off the desk. Start getting YouTubers up there. All right, good luck to you. I'm going to go first. Yeah.
All right, well, some friendly banter. And some shout-outs to certain members of an unnamed Xyz monster that I shall not say. You in the chat know exactly which wonky monster I'm talking about. But let's get a game 2. Put our dueling action right on the table as the players are picking up their hands just now. And let's see what Joseph does as he has an opportunity to go first.
He does have a copy of Super Polymerization, so he's got some nice counterplay. Does look like Albert has a Mulcharmy in hand.
Weird opener. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Weird opener, you say? What do you got?
Looks like he's got a copy of Luna and a copy of Crowley.
That's fine.
And then on the opposing side of Albert, I swear I saw Mulcharmy in the opening hand. It's Wallow, so we haven't done much. Probably when we get to level 4s, I imagine that's the activation timing.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So as he clutches his cards carefully, thought we were going to go ahead and get the Genie there, but maybe digging a little deeper into the deck list.
It's Genia.
Yeah,
it's
Genia.
I
Genia.
want it to be Luna, but it's Genia.
Well, you should have saved your points for that after all. But Genia is still really good. Easy way to get an additional body onto the field fast.
It looks like he naturally drew the Machigiru.
That is fine.
On field.
Sure.
So now this will allow him to look through his deck, and that will add the Fairy Tale Ball.
Here.
I think this is going to prompt the Fuwalos.
Just on time.
So now Joseph has to make a decision. Does he think
I'll give
the
you some
DD
draws.
Crow Super Pol? Okay, that answers that question. I was just about to say, do you think he'll allow him to draw? The answer to that is going to be yes. Now, from the perspective of Joseph, even just one Exceed Summon of Wiccat sends 2 down from the deck. Now, unfortunately for him, there is a effect failure in Albert's hand.
That's fine.
Wiccat.
Here's the effect failure.
You're killing me.
You have to do your detachable crossbow.
Yeah, you're right.
He was going to detach the 2 anyway.
Yep.
Super Polymerization, discard.
Oh, okay, so he's chaining
This
Super
is
Polymerization.
Weaver.
Smart.
I want the negate.
Okay, so now he's going to put up...
I mean, the Weaver could be mini gates.
Or it could give you 9 draws.
9 draws, says Joseph.
I am
I don't know if he's
already
going to be able to go to 9 draws.
Locked here, right? Yeah.
He is
Hey.
going to give him an extra draw, though, off the Super Poly.
But I think that's worth it to get the
Not
Wiccat
there's
off the
anything I
field
can
so
go
the
into
effect
that's more
failure
interesting
resolves
than
without
this.
its actual effect
Yeah,
resolving.
no, absolutely.
So many draws, so little time.
So chorizo.
All right. Took him a few decision points there, but he ended up going to Weaver of Fairy Tales.
How many decision points are you allowed to have in Genesis?
I don't know.
All right, but as we continue to go through, it's like we'll go ahead and send our spells to the grave, setting up.
Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
Yep.
The question here is he going to use Weaver to special summon from his deck and give another draw? He doesn't have anything in the banished pile. You know, without Fairy Tale Snow, getting cards into the banished pile, a little bit more difficult. I mean, he did say 9 draws, so let's put Joseph to the test.
Tails effect.
2 so far, right?
Yep. All right, so now he's using Tails to reset,
Luna.
getting an additional normal granted by the effect of Tails, and now we have a Fairy Tale Luna. And again, Fairy Tale Luna is not once per turn, so he is able now, because he is special summoning it for a second time this turn, able to search his deck, and he will get another copy of Fairy Tale Luna.
Worked out for his opponent.
So now he's reset from
How
the
many you got in hand
graveyard,
right now? 5.
so he won't be able to do that again, but he does have the Fusion
Draw
Summon if he wants to
6.
give Albert
go to
9
6,
draws.
7.
It's totally on the table.
If I go...
Go with Change His Mind.
Tails, that sounds so bad. What'd I say? Oh, I said the A word. My bad.
You also said 6, 7.
Yeah.
All Might be a small issue there. Just watch
Both
yourself.
unconscionable, I'll be honest.
Unconscionable, by the way. There's your word of the day.
Oh, fine. Weaver effect.
That's fine.
Okay, summoning from deck. We're working our way up to 9 summons.
Tails effect.
And we're going to go again into the extra deck.
Okay.
This at least is going to put a negate on the field in Teller.
Tell her fairy
Fairy
tales. And getting a good master class of what each of these cards do. So
Go
maybe when
ahead.
it comes in advanced format, you already know.
Second turn.
It looks like past turn there. Want to put something up. Let's see if Joe can strategically use his placement or if this is going to be a comeback of Albert's persuasion. So he's sitting there trying to figure out what he wants to use.
So to summarize, we have Weaver, that if a non-Earth Fairy Tale summoned in your monster zone, you can target effect monster, negate it, change its name to Prince of Fairy Tales. That's more difficult to do without Snow, but it is conceivable. Then, of course, we have Teller. Teller is one that when your opponent activates a card or effects, you can banish a Fairy Tale from your hand to graveyard. That does negate and destroy.
I'm going to activate NEKROZ of Fionac here.
So we're going for a very...
Also on the cross stuff. Have you liked it this weekend?
Yeah.
I love this.
The banter is great. When you get two master
right.
class duelists like Albert and Joseph, and they've been in this format, and they're playing the same deck, it's like, are you enjoying that? Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, you liking those NEKROZ? I see we're both here 5-1. Pretty decent records thus far this weekend.
Activate melee effect.
Very few undefeated duelists left in the tournament, by the way. I think there was only just a handful.
Yeah.
So these are two real duelists in contention. I know we're only in round 7. Of course, we're playing 8 rounds of Swiss today, is my understanding.
So NEKROZ of Rhynac searches out a copy. Oh, actually, sorry, it was Amelia, and then that searches out a copy of NEKROZ of Cataster.
Certainly gets you a lot of value there. Free 4 never felt bad, especially in a rank 4 deck. Joseph takes a quick peek at one card, look at the face down, but the thumbs up, so it resolves.
Effect search, right?
Yep.
Gonna have to find out if maybe there was just too many cards given by Joseph to Albert, or if the field actually is going to be able to hold together here. But he certainly has a heap and helping of cards. I mean, that is 7 in the hand.
Yeah. And again, we see the synergy between the NEKROZ cards. Just by discarding Bryanek, it fulfills the ability of Amelia to be special summoned, purchases out a copy of Cataster. Now, if we're calling this NEKROZ, we're not really going to see actual ritual summoning. It's really just for the sake of putting bodies on the field. And then Cataster has an effect that might come up, right? If a NEKROZ monster battles an opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can destroy it.
Forbidden Chalice on Teller.
Ooh, a Forbidden Chalice. We're seeing quite a bit of it.
Sorry,
You have forced my hand.
Cataster's effect is you can discard it to target a NEKROZ engraver and special summon it. I was trying to say that the special summoning effects, as if they were actual ritual monsters, are not going to functionally come up, but they have these secondary effects that are discarded. They happen to function well with the NEKROZ normal summon monsters.
Yeah.
All right, take a look at the grave here. We've got our Luna, our Machigiru, Wicat, a couple of other names in there as well.
I'm going to attempt to use
Didn't see the bottom, so I don't know if we've got question.
DD Pro on Wicat.
This kind of forces a conversation here. Joe lets up a heavy sigh, takes a look at his hand. What's it going to be? Is it the face down?
What's your angle here? You're trying to get down to like a profitable Psychon? Seems unlikely.
Love that we can hear the inner Yami Yugi of Joe. Working out the thought process out loud, but...
I'll chain Wicat, target Luna.
Gonna chain the Wicat.
Yeah, so Wicat now will send Luna to the graveyard.
I mean, this is the wave.
What am I doing?
This is a way to trigger the Weaver, right? Typically,
Anything here?
Fairy Tale Snow would be the most common, but Wicat is a
1,
dark.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh,
That's
6.
And then, okay, yes, of course, Tails goes to the graveyard because it was equipped. If you're curious why is Joseph counting, he's trying to evaluate if Excite Knight is a threat.
Does he need to consolidate his cards in order to make sure that his opponent is the one with more cards? He hasn't done it yet. It's a decent field, right? A lot of protection from the Wicket for all of those light Fairy Tale monsters. And still has the Teller of Fairy Tales as well. Looks like we're going to go ahead and... A lot of decisions here. I mean, it's kind of a decision tree and a half.
Now I'm going to activate Luna effect on Weaver.
Okay, so this is a way that's going to force the Weaver.
You got me.
So that's going to go ahead and bounce back. Less and less cards to Joseph's name.
Genie effect on Teller.
Now Genie is going to come down. Another level 4.
I think we're about to build the overlay network here. Seems like Albert tempted to put his hand down.
I'm going to activate
Maybe not.
the Magic Hand Summon.
Not much Kiru. More level 4s on the field. Being able to search.
Okay.
Take Magic effects on field.
Magic Air Effect activates. Let's see.
Without the Weaver, this is kind of tough. So you can just overlay here.
Almost feel like we have a third duelist at the desk.
Sounds are great. I will ball here, target Magic.
So now ball, because a monster is summoned, allows you to negate, change the name to Prince of Fairies.
Well, now we're going to go ahead and build the overlay network.
Yeah,
Into a
Into
Wicket.
That effect.
yeah.
This may be the breakthrough point. I feel like this might be where Albert may be able to punch through. Of course, only a few cards left to Joseph's name. 8,000 life points feels like a lot, but when your opponent is able to attack directly if they establish their own field spell, that could be difficult.
Well, that's very interesting.
Activate Tails here.
So now the DD Crow is going to hit the tail, so it can't reset itself. Well, establish itself on field to grant an additional normal summon.
I'm going to activate Once Upon.
So this is the one that will allow him to special summon from his hand, graveyard, and banished if possible. In this case, there are no banished Fairy Tale, so we'll be able to summon a Luna from hand. And then he'll be able to summon... Looks like he's thinking about Mechigiru. It's in fact the one that he'll summon.
Always
this-
love the art of these cards, too.
Yep. Now that's a special summon again, so Luna will not be activating.
Feel like we are getting towards the final pages of this chapter of the Fairy Tale. Not that I'm cheering for any particular duelist, but Joseph admittedly is in a difficult position.
Yeah, both of these duelists came to this tournament with the same narrative, but it does look like Albert is the one who's being able to push forward a little bit more effectively this match, even though both of these players are playing very similar strategies.
Well, 3 material exceeds. What do we have here?
Looks like we're going to go
Yes.
into Alchemaic Magician. This will allow him basically to search his deck out for a copy of Super Polymerization, which could presumably be a real back-breaking card in the mirror match. Now we have Once Upon a Fairy Tale. That's going to put a Mechigiru on field and a Luna.
Grab ball.
All of a sudden, Joseph swing in action here.
Luna effect. Luna effect target alchemic.
This makes sense. There's definitely not copies of that. And
There's the concession, I think. No, is it?
I think it is.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
So Joseph back
That
on the
was a
board
weird
here. Maybe surprised that he made it, but he did a great job there holding out.
Saitama is so weird in this matchup.
Yeah. Before the Alchemaic hit the field, I
You're
thought
saying the A word?
Albert was in a pretty strong position.
Cuckoo. That is not great.
It's important to read your tournament policy guidelines. There's plenty of rules that you need to follow.
I know it. I saw the Sam video.
But Joseph was able to win that game,
He
even
was.
though he contemplated
God,
something like
Greener.
9 draws through Flawless. I think he ultimately gave him about 4 or 5, though.
This card might be funny.
But it shows you that he made the right call, right? He did try to give his opponent 9 draws. He didn't give his opponent the full 9, but he was still able to climb out of the hole there. Now we're going to do the game 3. I think everybody kind of knows what's going on at this point. Both players have had a chance to show things off, but Joseph musing to himself, this is an interesting side deck card. I wonder if this will be fun. Throws it in.
I love the commentary.
It is nice when you get people who are comfortable on the featured match stage, whether they're winning or losing, they still put on that great dual-tainment that we know and love.
I mean, I could watch Sam play in the future match area all day.
Well, maybe he'll be back here. Although, man, Eye of Truth. If you didn't catch Sam's duel, you'll definitely want to scroll back. I want to say maybe it was round 4.
So this is round 7.
It's in there. You'll recognize it. Just scroll back.
It might be round... Yeah, it might be round 4. I'm trying to think because we did not commentate that round. We did round 5, which was Tellarknights versus Red Dragon Archfiend, so it has to be round 4.
Well, it's a real treat.
But yeah, absolutely.
It's a real treat. Now, don't go away. First, I guess you could scroll back then and then scroll back here once they're done side decking.
Oh, yeah, definitely watch that after you watch round 7 and 8.
But Joseph locked in, and Albert already ready to present his deck. Hang in there.
Sorry. Give me a second.
Certainly some dry air here.
Make sure to have the right before presenting.
Oh, he's got some Eyes of Truth, too.
Oh, wow, yeah. Certainly a really cool, popular card, and you gotta love to see it. When a crazy side deck tech shows up that nobody has seen for a long time and it completely gets the job done, that is what this game is about.
What are you thinking? Yeah.
I love the way Joe says, hey, what are you thinking? First or second?
Today. These are fun. Good luck to you.
Feels like a lot of people.
They're standing by.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are on like the build.
Yeah. I was on it for a couple of weeks, but it's an extender when you already have a guy landed, so.
Yeah, no, so it does feel like you end up playing at the non-engine like wasting.
Great listening to these duelists.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Some of the intricacies of their fairy. Yeah, if we ever go quiet, just because we're listening too.
Yes. We want you guys to be able to hear them too, so it's not like we're taking a nap.
Ooh, love me some Metamorphosis.
Oh, my goodness.
Not so fast.
Wait.
Ooh, Perulia.
That could be pretty good.
Yeah.
So it looks like Albert has Bryanak. Quite a bit of non-engine in his hand, actually.
I definitely think the Metamorphosis is worth it when you think about the fact that the Fairy Tale Fusions, it's
They're all level
perfect.
4s.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And it's relatively low pointage here, being only at 3 points a pop.
People consider playing it in Advanced Constructed.
Oh, I definitely do. Anything like a level 7 deck where there's Kashtira, Heck of Hands. You ever heard of this card called The Last Warrior from Another Planet?
Yep, I'm familiar.
100 points in Genesis, so not dice.
So here we have Advanced. This is the one that lets you special summon level 4 from the deck, which is going to allow him to summon Amelia. And then Amelia.
Castor?
Yes.
Searches out Catastor, which allows him to discard and revive back from the graveyard. So you can see, again, why we're playing the NEKROZ package within Fairy Tale. It's really the Fairy Tale cards that end on the field in terms of interaction points and allow you to really actually attack for game. But the NEKROZ stuff kind of works behind the scenes in terms of at least setting up.
Well, we've sized up our materials here, but obviously that Perulia is a little bit of a threat. So many cards do drop from the hands.
Right, the additional normal summons,
Oh,
for
there it
instance.
is.
You're playing meta!
Even Joseph's excited.
Have you liked this?
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Small investment.
Small
yeah,
a
fine.
3-point investment.
Yeah, 3 points feels pretty good to just
Do you mind?
sheet out a rank 4. Or should be
Just
level
gotta
4.
double
the
check
old
this
one. Offer
Pharaonic
one monster.
Guardian flashback.
Yeah, sure. What am I going to do?
But Metamorphosis allows him to summon Weaver. Now Weaver will allow him to special summon from the deck. This is totally circumventing the fact that if he summons from hand, Joseph gets to draw due to the Perulia.
And he just happened to draw it. Sometimes strong duelists just draw strong cards. No search necessary.
So here's Machigiru.
Okay.
Now that's going to allow him to search out a spell.
Taking a second to think about that, but it looks like we have made our decision. And not doing too bad, really dodging each of those charming
Tales of the
Perulia
Fairy
draws.
Tale.
Yep.
So this
Yeah,
is
no problem.
going to... Okay, so it looks like he's choosing to use it in order to conduct a fusion summon. I have to imagine the fact that it stayed on the field, that maybe he did it on Amelia. Nope, okay, he didn't. I'll send it to the graveyard now.
Yeah.
This puts the Teller on the field, and now this gets to reset
It's
itself.
on it has to be on Teller, yeah.
Yep, has to be on Teller. It's the only Fairy Tale. if it does matter, he can still fusion summon again.
Zero effect.
It's the resetting from the grave, or the reactivating from the grave, and replacing, however you want to word it. That's once per turn.
We got some match.
But the fusion summon
Weaver.
multiple
Is
times.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Giru's fine.
So Machigiru back on the field.
And then
Got 2 level 4s.
Castor effect.
Oh, we don't even need to worry about that. It's Castor time, or Catastor. Now we have 3 level 4s, and we're going to use all of them here. Build the overlay network to exceed summon. Thinking about that Witcat for a second. But it's going to be the Alchemic Magician.
Proceed to end phase.
I got nothing.
End phase, alchemic effect.
So we're going to detach here and discard. And there's the super polymerization set to the field. Now that's alchemy.
Yeah, zero.
Yep. We saw that threatening game too. Here it actually gets resolved. Much more likely, obviously, to resolve going first. Then he's got DD Crow and Ghost Ogre in terms of hand interaction follow-up. So this is a lot.
Stand by main.
Yep.
Oy, 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 oy.
Joseph feeling like his work is cut out for him, but he does have a decent starter and Cosmic Cyclone at the ready there, knowing that it's super polymerization.
How on earth do I beat Super Poly?
Well,
I've been here
it's...
so many times. and
Well, he has the teller.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, that is true, yeah.
Regulus, reveal, match Giru.
That is fine.
Slowly but surely here.
68.
So you can reveal a spellcaster in order to special summon Regulus.
effect.
So between the Regulus and NEKROZ cards, there's just a lot of ways of establishing level 4 spellcasters on the field. To combine with the Fairy Tales, this is going to allow him to search out a copy of Empire of Endymion. There's also a protection effect with Regulus,
Empire
but for
effect.
the majority of time, you're going to see it really utilized just as a way of putting bodies on the field.
This deck does that very efficiently. I can see why everybody was staying up all night to playtest this for the advanced format.
You should see some of the stuff it can do in advanced.
Oh, yeah. Save that for tomorrow.
Match Giru effect to search.
Sure.
So Machigiru searches unhindered. Adding to his repertoire a new level 4 monster. Let's see what we grab.
Well, this is going to search a spell.
I will grab once.
Yeah, he's going to search out the Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
Anything here?
I don't know if Joseph did this on purpose, but his hand actually includes some of the
Match
other
Giru effect to
targets.
change
At least
the
I
name.
think it does.
Sure.
I can't tell if he has ball in hand, but sometimes that's a way of making it such that it's not evident that your hand is chock full of engine if you make it seem like it's a decision when it's actually just not a decision.
Yeah.
And you're not going to spend 45 seconds to really milk it, but it actually looks like he has ball and tails already in his hand.
Target match Giru.
So it's just a way of kind of hiding some of the cards in your hand. So Joseph's made some good,
Tails effect.
very subtle, I wouldn't quite call them mind games, but just really subtle pauses here or there to hide some of the cards that he has access to.
A very intelligent guy making very intelligent decisions. Sometimes cloaked in his aloofness, but no, he's really under the hood. He's in there.
So tails boosts by 1,000. So we see that.
Like the subtitles would just say horse noises.
I think you're all right.
Love the friendly banter. Again, this has been a real treat to watch. Decisions. Eyeballing the Teller Fairy Tales, and that's what's going out in the field.
Teller effect.
That's all here.
That's the Super Poly.
No response.
So the materials are...
Freeze play, Genesis Duelist. Freeze play, Genesis Duelist. That is time of the round.
Thinking about it. Lots of different options in there, Albert. You know, obviously, both these duels could still very well be in contention. Going X2 into the next day of an 8-round tournament, it's not too bad.
You're right. To my opponent's 8,000. Y'all are keeping me honest here.
I'll send these two for... Actually,
Yeah, so that it's an interesting trade. Joseph changed the name to Prince of Fairies so that he could utilize it as fusion material, but then ultimately knowing that there's a super polymerization. So it's a kind of an interesting trade-off
I'm
here. It
not
really
normal.
simplifies everything down.
Brianak.
Yep.
And now we have Brianak that's going to be able to search out.
Can I see your grave? Can you fan it out real quick?
Yeah. Oh, it's living here.
Nothing to worry about here.
Nope.
So that's one way of saying it.
We'll just grab advance.
Yep, advance.
So just
Makes sense.
super poly, you know.
So the Necro shenanigans continue here. Easy summon, obviously.
Advance effect.
For sure.
So now we're going to be able to special summon Amelia from the deck.
Amelia effect.
And Amelia effect is going to search out Capacitor.
I think, well, the card play is so fascinating back and forth. One of my favorite parts of this duel is the banter.
Oh yeah, they've had some great banter back and forth, just discussing card choices, experiences over the course of the weekend, love for Genesis in general.
Ball effect. Yep. Grab Luna.
Yeah, Joseph's feeling really good now, though. You can definitely tell by base of play. I think he was able to navigate through that field. He said he had no way of playing around Super Poly, or that he hasn't discovered a common way of doing it. Well, he did it with actually keeping Cosmic Cyclone in hand the whole time.
Just making Wickhat.
You're going to Wickhat. That's now going to detach 2, send 2 down from the deck.
Tails.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
we're going
mentioned
to
he was-
Tails first.
And she was feeling better. I think another tell is that the self-deprecating humor is evaporated. Now it's just card effects.
Yep, additional normal summon on Luna.
There's the Genya.
You're at 8 here.
Just a quick check. Yep, all
Magic Gear
full.
effect.
Magic Gear from the graveyard.
Genia, target Wickhat. Battle.
This is an 1850, and yeah, that's enough for game.
There's the handshake. Joseph Rothschild manages to
match.
climb out
Really
at a
interesting.
great match. Great match indeed.
Yeah, he really navigated the turn with the Super Poly really well, taking advantage of the chains of Prince of Fairies.
So Mr. Rothschild moves forward at X and 1 in round 7.
Just giving us a taste of some of these powerful Fairy Tale cards. And again, this is not even close to what this deck can do
Oh,
in advanced
yeah.
constructed. So if you're a fan of the Fairy Tale cards, clearly here, moving on X1 deep into our first day of the Genesis Championship. It's one of the top contenders. And then if you stay tuned for the weekend, you can see it played kind of in its full potential.
Oh, absolutely.
Once you start to incorporate cards like Snow and some really actually powerful Link monsters that put the opening play of this deck up there with some of the top ones this weekend.
And as I scan my memory banks, actually, I think at YCS Columbus, we did have a top 8 Fairy Tale duelist. I just wasn't casting it match, so that's why it's not engraved upon my brain. But it shows you this deck really, I don't know that it surprised duelists, but it just kind of crept up on people. All these various spellcasters being added to the equation, and then just the huge sort of chef's kiss that is Genia, and obviously all the other cards we get in the advanced format. This deck is something to look out for.
I think obviously it goes without saying, but Fairy Tale Snow coming off the Forbidden list, I mean, it's a Fairy Tale deck, but the deck works so much better when you have access to Fairy Tale Snow with Wickhat, and then the ability of Wickhat after you special summon Snow from the graveyard to put Snow back into the graveyard to summon it a second time. It's almost like Wickhat was designed with the idea of Snow. So the fact that Snow was moved from the Forbidden list, limited now to 1, it's one of the things that really opened up that strategy to maybe going into some of the recent releases of Fairy Tale when Snow was on the Forbidden list. Maybe it made it such that Fairy Tale seemed like it was just a off-to-the-side deck. Once we had Snow, though, I think over the course of the last month or so, we've seen Fairy Tale. It's actually one of my sleeper picks this weekend.
I think it's not a sleeper pick at this point. I think a lot of people have caught on late enough in the game. Now, I think it's a very sudden sort of sea change into our format where it's being included, but it did have real results at a real event recently, and honestly, I think it's here to stay.
I definitely think that that's true. I don't think it's as much of a sleeper as maybe, let's say, the Power Patron combo-oriented strategies were in Columbus. I think that deck, you knew about it, you knew it was powerful, but I think it could have taken a lot of players by surprise. I do agree. I think Fairy Tale's been doing well enough now that most duelists are probably at least somewhat familiar with what the deck is trying to accomplish. And if you're not, really could be in for a rude awakening this weekend, because I have to imagine that if you're into the deep rounds, round 11 and 12 this weekend, you probably will face at least 1 or 2 Fairy Tales at some point. It's a deck that I think a lot of players are electing to bring this weekend.
It's just cool. You know, we haven't had too many decks throughout the game that change the name of your opponent's monster. You know, there's the heraldic monsters here and there, but that turns out to be a really powerful effect. You know, think about just using it in a chain to something like Fallen of Elbaz or something. You're like, hey, time to fuse. Oh, wait, I don't remember my name anymore. So some really, really good stuff, though. But speaking of good stuff, why don't we throw it to the stage to hear from our winner himself, Mr. Joseph Rothschild.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Joseph. Congratulations on your feature match victory. A mirror match. Were you expecting that at all going into it?
Yes.
Have you played a lot of the mirror match?
Haven't played any of the mirror today. This was my first mirror, but Fairy Tale is absolutely everywhere. The deck is really, really strong in Genesis, a format where the power level is just a little lower than Advanced. That's something that a deck like this can really take advantage of, and it certainly helps that they got a new card in Chaos Origin in Mixo. Really fantastic card.
Did you feel like you were prepared for the mirror match and you're surprised you haven't made it, or was this something you kind of had to figure out as you played the match?
It was something I was prepared for. This mirror match in particular gets a little crusty just because all of your cards have the capacity to fuse with your opponent's monsters that are called Prince of Fairies, and all the monsters just end up being named Prince of Fairies because both players are naming monsters Prince of Fairies. So it's a fun mirror, not at all like the Blitzclick mirror.
It seems very fun. It seemed like you had a lot of fun. You've been having fun with Genesis. You said, in fact, you are Genesis's biggest cheerleader. So I'm going to give you an opportunity. You can take your camera right there. Can you give an ad for why people should try Genesis?
No. I'm kidding. Of course I can. Listen, if you have felt as if you want the opportunity to play some of your favorite cards and favorite decks, but aren't able to because of the high power of the cards in Advanced, Genesis is the perfect place for you. Almost any strategy can do well. I can't tell you how many different decks I have played in today's Swiss rounds, and the number one thing you can do to help improve the lives of those who want to play more Genesis, twofold. Firstly, ask your locals about hosting Genesis events, and secondly, use the hashtag Yugioh Genesis when you post your lists on socials. So important for a format in its infancy for people to be able to have data, understand what decks are good, and I think we're going to get a lot of really cool stuff out of this tournament as well.
I'm so excited for this tournament. A lot of competitors here. You also give a shout out to your wife, Jillian, for finishing her dissertation. Do you want to give another shout out to your wife now?
Yeah, congratulations. You did it. It has been a labor of love. She has said 1,000 times that it's harder than having a child was. And I agree, having seen her do both. Shouts out to my family.
Shout out to the family. Also, one final thing for you. Somebody out in the audience said that you bopped the lucky duck earlier. Will you bop the lucky duck again? I don't know if the mic's picking that up. It is literally quacking right there. Thank you so much, Joseph. Congratulations on the win. Back to the casters.
That is one lucky duck. And yeah, we did hear it. We did hear it. And by the way, remember, it's 11 for question. But jokes aside, really great showcase. I could have said that better myself. You know, Genesis allows you to play a huge range of different cards and such. But I think we're really starting to see people actually try this for the first time because, again, they get to buy one plane ticket and play 2 main events. Some really cool stuff. By the way, speaking of events, Joe, or should I say Joey, that is a certainly gorgeous game, Matt, isn't it?
I know. This is for the upcoming Beyond the Brave premiere event that'll be taking place in the beginning of October 2nd through the 4th at participating OTS locations in North and Latin America. And of course, in doing so, you get to compete for that absolutely beautiful map.
Featuring Red Eyes, Black Dragon, Exceed. And there's a lot of really cool monsters, but you'll notice that the Dark Time Wizard spell card appears to be the secret rare promo card that you can get at your premiere event. So make sure to mark your calendars for October 2nd through 4th. I live at my shop whenever the premiere events happen. It's a good time, a chance to play new decks, meet new friends, and well, maybe that could be yours. I love you just staring at it.
Yeah, Joey was always my favorite for obvious reasons when it comes to, a little partial there, but slightly biased.
You mean an East Coast tough guy named Joey? That's your favorite character in the show?
Might have been. Yeah, absolutely beautiful artwork.
It really is. It really is. So again, October 2nd through 4th. But man, just what an event we've had so far. Again, we are playing 8 rounds of Genesis today, so we should only have, I think, 1 more after this, and then we will find out who advances. And it's a lot of great competitors. We had plenty of people show up here, and it's really exciting. Again, it's the ground floor, right? I remember, it's been a minute. Let me just date myself. Sorry, Grandpa's getting old. But the first SJC didn't even have as many people as we have now in this one. I want to say it was around the 300s. We had about 500 plus players. Many people registered. Obviously, maybe they couldn't make it, but please don't let that happen to you the next one. We want to see you here. There's some great duels to be had.